Got it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Don't you have to go?
Hey everybody. I want to give a brief toast and start off with a thank you to all of you for being here. We appreciate that you joined us today. And I thought, especially since Mike asked me this afternoon, you got engaged when you were in your early 20s. How and why did that happen? I thought I'd share this story, which I have shared with no one here, so hopefully this goes well. So when you're young, right, when you're that age, when you're 20 years old, you think a lot about your future. What am I going to do? What am I going to do for work? Am I going to move? Am I going to have a family? And as I pictured that in my mind, at some point I realized that the I and the me had become a we and an us. That as I pictured my future, it was no longer my future, it was our future. That what I saw in my mind was Amber and me building a life together. And I thought maybe I should invite her on this as well. And so luckily she agreed. The I became an us, and it was by far the greatest decision that I ever made and the greatest thing that happened to me. But there were bonuses that came with it because Amber didn't come alone. And I came from a good family. My parents and my brother built a great foundation to launch me off, and I was blessed in that way, but then I was blessed again when Dawn and Eric came into my life. Because I hear people make jokes about, in-laws and things like that, and I feel bad for those people because they haven't experienced what I've experienced. Because what I experienced was a welcome into a family, and where any man would be blessed to have a mentor like Eric, which I benefited from. And Dawn, to me, is the epitome of the mother, the mother-in-law, and now the grandmother. So I couldn't have been luckier to have them join the us. And then we had probably the three best things that have ever happened to me when Jesse, Colby, and Nathan came along. I'm a little biased, but I think they're amazing people. Even if they weren't my kids, I would think they're amazing people.
I'm not biased, and I agree.
There you go. The unbiased opinion of grandmother. And to make it better, I got to be friends with Amber's friends. And it started with Belinda, who was our first roommate. And I appreciate that you came all the way from Colorado to be here with us. It means the world. And then there was Janine and Melinda, our oldest friends. Melinda couldn't be with us tonight, but she's doing well after her surgery yesterday, so our thoughts and our prayers are with her. But Janine and Melinda are responsible for this party. They're the ones who did the vast majority of the work, and they're two of the most generous and interesting that I know. So thank you. And then there was the rest of you. That didn't come out the right way. But what I meant was, as you kind of build your life, there are people that come into it that stay and that become that second level of your family, all the way from who I think of as Amber's sisters, who we've had great times and times of unimaginable terror as well. You know exactly what I mean. And then lastly, when I was in high school, I remember my best friend's parents had a huge impact on me that I didn't realize until later. And I'm convinced that as our children grow up, you're going to be those second families that they remember from their childhood. So I want to thank you for the influence that you've had on our children. So I guess what I'm saying, I'd say make a long story short, but it's too late for that, is that I think human relationships are what make life, and you are the most important relationships in our life. So thank you for being here. We love you, and that's it. Oh, picture time.
Yes, cheers, everybody. Thank you. I'm just gonna go with what he said.
Oh, and I was instructed that it's picture time
Yeah,
on
so
the back deck.
on the back deck, before we completely lose the sun, if we can get a picture of everybody.
Hold out there.
Party bus leaves at 8:30 if you're on the party bus. But we have until then, but we would love just a big group photo. And Janine, Pete, if you can find somebody to take it, that would rock. Thank you. And then come back in and eat more like dessert and food, because like this is gonna fill our freezer for months.
I brought you fries too when you come back in.
No, I think they'll come back in.